All right. Good morning, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I will determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause simply means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person who committed the crime. Of course, as you stand before me this morning, I presume that you're innocent of these charges. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the State Attorney's Office can prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release this morning, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be, and if you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the public defender to represent you this morning. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. Y'all solemnly swear, affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please come forward to the podium. Yvonne Nazario. Want to miss what's your date of birth?
6/15/68.
All right, ma'am, I have two counts this morning. I have a retail theft and a charge of organized fraud. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire private counsel, or would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Okay, yes.
I'll appoint the public defender. State?
Your Honor, she has no prior charges.
Oh. All right, and ma'am, I have an address for you on Salty Place in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
It's going to be 2 years in December.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
Yes.
What do you do?
I work at Wendy's.
Okay. All right. On the misdemeanor charge, I will release you on your own recognizance. We'll have you back on that one on the 13th of December. On the felony charge, I'll set the bond at $500. That one's coming back on the 18th of December. Very important, ma'am, that you go and see the public defender as soon as you get out, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Ileana Santos. Want to miss what's your date of birth?
1989.
All right. Ma'am, you're here on two issues. The first is a warrant that I signed. You failed to appear in my court on a notice to appear for a violation of probation. And then we have new charges of resisting without violence and introduction of contraband into a detention facility. There's probable cause for those. As to all of those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Or would you like me to appoint the public defender?
I need a public defender, for sure.
I will appoint the public defender. States.
Nothing, Your Honor.
Give me the last couple of years.
No, I'm sorry, I don't have anything.
Nothing? Oh, you got nothing? Not
Sorry,
even
nothing.
this one she's got the deal.
I mean, no, it's on the rap sheet it says FTA.
Okay. All right. And Nettie, what was the rec going to be on that?
You know, I did write it down, actually.
My guess is, what's that? My guess is it can't be more than 30. Take a peek if she's got no history. Yeah.
Probation's recommending 30 days.
Yeah, that's what I figured. All right. Okay, so Ileana, if you wanted to resolve the misdemeanor today, you could. I don't think it would cause you any great problem with your felony case. And the only reason I give you that option is because if you don't resolve it today, you're going to be in jail longer than if you did resolve it. Because right now, if you take 30 days, you'll be out, what is today, the 21st? You'll be out something like the 16th or 17th of December, something like that. If you don't resolve it today, I'm going to put you on my docket for December 20th, which is 3 or 4 days longer. So if you wanted to resolve the misdemeanor VOP, we can do that today, and then I can go ahead and set your bonds on the new charges.
I don't know if you're aware, but the only reason why I missed court was because
Ma'am, please don't confess to the charge.
Yeah, that's okay. And Ileana, it doesn't matter to me why you did. I'm just telling you that if you resolve it today,
I'm not confessing on anything. I'm just trying to explain myself. That's all.
Okay.
Exactly, ma'am. You're telling him why you didn't appear. That's called a confession under the law.
Okay. But my point is, if you want to get out earlier, we resolve that today. If you don't want to resolve it today, you don't have to. I'll appoint you an attorney. But it will mean that you'll spend a little bit longer in jail.
I guess.
You want to resolve it?
I guess
Okay.
I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I guess, yes.
Okay, well.
How many days? I don't understand.
What's my arraignment before the 20th?
I don't understand.
12-6, Your Honor.
12-6. We'll do that.
We were setting things yesterday, that's why I remember.
How many days would it be? I don't.
Okay, Ileana, I'm going to, on the VOP, I'll appoint the public defender for you. The bond on that is no bond. I'll move it up to December 6th. So that way you'll have a chance to talk to a lawyer before you do anything, and it won't prejudice you. You won't spend any extra time in jail. So you'll be back on the 6th on that one. On the other case, I will set the bond at $1,000 on the introduction and $500 on the resisting. That's a total of $1,500. That one's coming back December 18th. You can't get out of jail before the 6th, but on the 6th, I'm sure we'll be able to resolve your misdemeanor, and a public defender will come see you before your court date, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. That went well. Matthew Bada. Want to start with your date of birth?
7/6/89.
Matthew, you've got 4 issues today. I've got possession of drug paraphernalia, tampering with evidence, driving on a suspended license, and operating an unregistered motor vehicle. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, if you wish to represent yourself, you're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, State.
Your Honor, yes. We have, looks like there's some probation violations both out of Pasco and in Hernando County from July. In April of this year, there was a failure to appear, a fleeing to elude, which, yes, and then a resisting without violence. In January of this year, there was a failure to register and a violation of attached tag. In May of last year, in Pasco County, there was a possession of paraphernalia. Looks like maybe 2 counts of that. 2000, and in April, there was a battery that was no crossed here. And then back to 2012, there was Pasco driving on a suspended license. 2011, driving on a suspended license. 2008, possession of marijuana and paraphernalia that was not pursued. It looks like there's some.
That's sufficient. Matthew, I have an address for you on Barclay Avenue. Is that where you live?
Yep.
How long have you been there?
10, 12 years?
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
No.
Okay. On the driving charges, I'm going to leave the bonds per the schedule, which is $1,000 on the license and $500 on the registration. That's a total of $1,500 on the misdemeanors. Those are coming back December 13th. On the Possession of drug paraphernalia and the tampering, I'll set those per the schedule, which is 500 on the paraphernalia, 5,000 on the tampering. So your total is 7,000 all the way around. The case with the felony will be coming back on the 18th of December. If you get out, make sure that you go and see the public defender right away. Otherwise, they'll come see you at the jail, all right? Ian Lamson. Want to sir, what's your date of birth?
6/15/78.
All right. So this morning I have 3 charges: possession of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia, and driving on a suspended license. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
Appoint the PD, state.
Your Honor, it looks like his history is out of state, from Pennsylvania. 2005, there was a violation of probation on a drug charge, a misdemeanor drug charge. 2004, more drug charges. 2002, looks like there was some type of probation issue. 2001, DUI, driving on a suspended license. And then, I'm looking for the date on this one, it's a little... Looks like there might have been something out of Pennsylvania as well, North Dakota, in 2017, September, a paraphernalia charge.
Okay. And Mr. Lamson, I have an address for you on Horizon Lane in Hudson. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you been there?
About a month.
Okay. You have a job these days?
No.
I will leave the bonds per the arrest affidavit, which was 500 on each count for a total of 1,500. I'll have you back on the 13th of December. Very important that you go see the public defender if you get out, all right?
Okay.
Thank you. Michael Lerner. Want to sir, what's your date of birth?
8/24/71.
And Michael, this morning I have 2 charges: possession of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, state.
Your Honor, in 2015 in Pasco County, he had possession of controlled substances. In 2010, there's a failure to appear out of Pasco County on a driving charge. In 2005, it looks like there were cases that were dismissed, petty theft, marijuana, paraphernalia. And then also in 2005, there was another failure to appear on a driving charge that looked like that was dropped.
Okay. And Michael, where have you been staying lately?
712 Jefferson Street.
Can you say that again for me?
712 Jefferson.
Okay.
East Jefferson.
And do you have a job these days?
No.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond at 500 on each count, so the total is 1,000. I'll have you back in court on the 13th of December. If you get out, make sure you go see the public defender, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you. James Lilly. Want to sir, what's your date of birth?
1/28/79.
James, you're here on a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, state.
In April of 2016, there was a failure to appear. In 2014, there was a petty theft, second offense. 2013, it looks like there's a grand theft of a motor vehicle, and it does not have a listed disposition. In 2011, there was a petty theft. In 2011, 2 contempts of court for, it looks like, child support enforcement. And then it looks like possible injunctions. There's a lot of paperwork, but I don't have anything out of state, it looks like.
All right. And Mr. Lilly, I have an address for you on Chaucer Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
No, Springhaven Court.
Okay. How long have you been there?
3 years.
Do you have a job these days?
No. I did landscaping.
Okay. I'll leave the bond at $500. We'll have you back December 13th. Very important that you go see the PD when you get out, okay? Keith Maxon?
And Judge, we have somebody in the courtroom.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Keith. What's your date of birth?
August 29th, 1967.
Keith, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Or would you like the public defender?
A public defender, please.
I'll point to PD. And, ma'am, what's your name?
My name's Melinda Baker.
And, Melinda, what did you want to tell me?
Well, I just wanted to basically say that he has a son with special needs that he needs to take care of. He has Down syndrome. And he would go to court, if you could,
The thing is that...
Go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, I'm the main caretaker for my son. He's got Down syndrome. He's in a wheelchair, and I'm asking for a bond or to be released so that I can take care of him. He doesn't have any nursing. I wasn't able for the last 5 years to get nursing for him at home, so he depends upon me to be there.
Okay. Well, here's the
So
situation, just so we're clear. This is a violation of probation warrant signed by a circuit judge sitting in my county. He set the bond at no bond. I can't give you a bond. I'll move your date up a little if I can, but I can't give you a bond. What's the soonest I can
Why
get back?
you can't? Why can't I can't post it? He doesn't have after today. He's got nobody to watch him. He's got nobody to care for him.
Okay, I'm not trying to be hard-hearted. I'm telling you, I lack the authority to give you a bond today. If I wanted to release you on your own recognizance, I could not do it. Okay, you have to see Judge Merritt to get a bond. I'm going to try to move up your court date if I can. Okay.
So no matter what I say or what I do, I can't. There's no way.
Yes, you have exactly correctly perceived your situation. I'm going to move you up to this. I'm leaving it at no bond. I'll send you back to court on the 30th of November. That's next Thursday, something like that. That's the best I can do is to move you up to the 30th of November, all right?
Well, so I'll go to see Judge Merritt then.
Right, correct.
Okay. Thank you very much.
And the public defender will come see you before court, okay?
Okay, thank you.
David Pittman. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
1784.
All right, David, a couple issues today. First is a warrant that I signed. You failed to appear in my court on a charge of driving on a suspended license. And then we have new charges this morning of possession of methamphetamine, possession of controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those. As to all of these charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Or would you like the public defender?
PD, sir.
I will appoint the public defender. State, what can you tell me?
Your Honor, he has in 2000, looks like, I'm not sure if this is the same one he FTA'd on, but in May there was a DUI here. In 2015 there was a violation of probation on a misdemeanor charge. In 2015 there was a plea to elude, an obstruction, and a DWLSR that was a felony. In 2014, there was another driving on a suspended license. In 2014, there was also a violation of probation out of Alachua County and out of Hernando County. 2013, there was looks like there were drug charges that were dropped. He was in, prior to that, in 2012, he was in the Department of Corrections, and that was on a violation of probation out of Alachua County. In 2011, he had a possession of a controlled substance. In 2008, there was a burglary of a conveyance. And then in 2005, there was a failure to appear.
Okay. And David, I have an address for you on Sam C. Road. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
About 12 years.
You got a job these days?
Off and on, sir. Not right now, though.
Okay. On the misdemeanor driving charge, I'll set the bond at $1,000. That one will be back in front of me on the 6th of December. They told you the 13th. I'll have you back on the 6th. Then on the drug charges, I will set the bond on the methamphetamine and the controlled substance both at $5,000, on the paraphernalia at $1,000. So it's a total all the way around of $12,000. Those charges will be back on the 18th of December. Very important that if you are able to bond out, that you go and see the public defender right away. If you can't get out, they'll come see you at the jail, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Christopher Pollock. Morning, Christopher. What's your date of birth?
1578.
Christopher, you're here on 2 warrants. They were both signed by Judge Rupi. In each case, she found probable cause for a retail theft. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire private counsel, would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point the PD, state.
Your Honor, in November 8th of this year, looks like you got a battery and a resisting.
Yeah, I think he's already on my docket for that.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And then in 2015, he had a trespassing out of Orlando. In 2014, out of Apopka, there was a driving on a suspended license. In 2007, out of Orlando, a disorderly intoxication. In 2005, there was an assault on a law enforcement officer or a firefighter. In 2003, he was in prison, and that was off of a violation of probation from 2002 out of Orlando on a resisting with violence. 2001, a criminal mischief, and then that's where the original resisting with violence was started, and that was also in Orlando. 2001, looks like another resisting with violence. It's possible. No, there's 2 separate dates on that. 2000, there was an obstruction, again out of Orlando. 2000, a petty theft, first offense out of Rockledge.
That's probably enough.
Okay.
Thanks. Christopher, I got an address for you on Grant Street in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
About 2 years.
All right. And are you working these days?
Not right now.
I'm going to leave the bond on these at $500 each. That's a total of $1,000. I'll move these to the 6th of December. That's where your other case was already coming back. If you get out, make sure you go see the PD right away. Otherwise, they'll come see you before court, all right?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thanks, folks.